Yeah. And I know you shy, but it's cool when we're making love. On the low, 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 on the low. Angelina, you dey cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina. I'm a Angelina. Oh no. So when I want to come out, make a signal you. But you want to request on me like I interview. I'm tryna put the ring on your finger too. And be a better guy, be a better guy. On the low, 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 on the low. Angelina, you be cool in my temperature. If you call, I go come deliver. I no go fall in your hand never. So now me you could love forever. I'm a cocky no feeble letter. I'm a Angelina. I'm a Angelina. Jesus. Big Smosa.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this graduation ceremony of Glasgow Caledonian University and African Leadership College. Our ceremony is about to commence, and we hope that you enjoy today's very special occasion. Before it starts, I would like to make a couple of important announcements to ensure things run smoothly and safely. No fire alarm testing is due to take place today. Therefore, if the fire alarm does sound, please follow the instructions and directions of fire wardens and signage to exit the building as quickly as possible. We realize that many of you will wish to take photographs during the ceremony, and we are quite happy for you to do so. However, we would ask that you remain in your seat throughout today's ceremony, and please do not move about the auditorium, especially when you're taking photographs. This is to ensure that the family and friends of every one of our graduates can have the same wonderful experience. To ensure that the ceremony proceeds smoothly and without any distractions, we kindly request that you switch off your mobile phones for the duration of the event. Thank you. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. As we prepare to start our ceremony, we wish to welcome the team that has worked long and hard to bring us to this moment of success. Please welcome the staff of the African Leadership College.
Tolé comprend tout ce qui m'était, la main dans la main, même race colorée, en bas veille bagnant, c'est un moment ni sacré, qui triple le soleil couché, pose dans une montagne dorée.
I heard of a magical place where the moon and stars could not compare to, a place where a million desires are one. Take my hand, let me guide you. Fais-nous parler, danser, sifflant et dérouler.
Please now welcome our graduates.
Prends le temps pour nous poser, respirer un peu la vie. Le moment qui nous cap partager, les diamants touchés qui te envie. Les histoires sont présents qui comptaient, pas clair pour imaginer. Pour matin envie était d'aimer, écoute ce qui te les cœurs désirés. Écoute ce qui te les cœurs désirés. Any wish you want, it's easy and done. A place for everyone, a place where you'll find love under the sun. Come alive, let me take you.
Un moment bien passé,
Fais-nous parler, danser, sifflant et dérouler.
traverse sa pont qui fait nous voyager. Imaginez combien de souvenirs gris autour la cheminée.
moment qui nous qu'a partagé. Dis-moi tout ce qui te envie. Saisis l'instant présent qui comptait. Pas prêt pour imaginer. Pour maintenant la vie était d'aimer. Écoute ce qui te les cœurs désirés. Écoute ce qui te les cœurs désirés.
Any wish you want, it's easy and done. A place for everyone. A place where you'll find love under the sun. Come alive, let me take you.
Maman bien passé.
Fais-nous parler danser.
Si plan peut dérouler.
Traverse ça pour kiffer nous voyager. Imaginez combien de souvenirs créés autour de la cheminée. Nous retrouvons dans nos bases quand l'amitié rayonnait. Ensemble nous pour célébrer nos diversités qui nous fêtaient. Maman bien passé.
Fais-nous parler danser.
Si plan peut dérouler.
Now, to begin, we welcome our academic procession made of the teaching faculty, our ALC and GCU leadership, our keynote speaker, and our guest of honor, our Vice Prime Minister, the Honorable Mrs. Leela Devi Dukan Lachman, GCSK. Please stand for our academic procession. To begin, we would like to offer gratitude first to our host country, Mauritius, and I ask you to remain standing for the national anthem of our beautiful island. Thank you very much. You may please be seated. The Honorable Mrs. Leela Devi Dukan Lachman, GCSK, Vice Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius. Dawn Anderson, Pro Vice Chancellor International, Glasgow Caledonian University. Dr. Fred Swanica, founder of the African Leadership College. Mrs. Julie Gichuru, Chief Public Affairs and Communications Officer, MasterCard Foundation. Your Excellency, Elizabeth Nyan Takia, Consul General of the Republic of Ghana. Odoroa Apaji, Consul Honoraire of Côte d'Ivoire. Mr. Veda Sanasi, CEO, African Leadership College. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to our graduation ceremony. My name is Vriti Ritu, and I will be your host for today's celebratory ceremony. Please be informed that this ceremony is being live streamed and recorded. 9 years ago, a small group of staff arrived in Mauritius to start the African Leadership College. There was one team member who was Mauritian, and his passion and enthusiasm for this dream to become reality led this adventure. It is fitting that 7 years later, he became our CEO and is leading us still with our innovative strategy. Please join me in inviting Veda Sanasi to give our welcome address.
Thank you, Vriti. The Honorable Mrs. Leela Devi Dukan Lachman, Vice Prime Minister, Minister of Education, Tertiary Education, Science and Technology. Your Excellency, Mrs. Elizabeth Nyantaki, Consul General of the Republic of Ghana. Mrs. Julie Gishuru, Chief Public Affairs and Communications Officer at the MasterCard Foundation. Ms. Dawn Anderson, Pro Vice Chancellor International, Glasgow Caledonian University. Dr. Ntlantla Twala, Vice Chancellor of the African Leadership University, Rwanda. Mr. Fred Swanica, Founder and Chairman of the African Leadership Group. Mr. Jeremy Reuters, Dean of the African Leadership College. Esteemed Council members, the senior leadership, respected faculty members and staff of the African Leadership College, parents, friends, and family of the graduates, and of course, dear graduates, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is once again my distinct pleasure and privilege to welcome you all to a graduation ceremony at the African Leadership College. I say it each time, and I'll say it again, very, very few events in my life bring me as much joy and warmth as a graduation ceremony. We are indeed gathered here today to celebrate these beautiful graduates, soon to be graduates of the African Leadership College, in the presence of their families and their loved ones, who we also got a chance to celebrate yesterday at our Asante Sana ceremony. Thank you once again, Asante Sana parents, for the incredible part that you have played in carrying them this far on their respective journeys. At the end of Asante Sana yesterday, I chatted with a few of you graduates, and Caleb Kyoko, you asked me a very important question, and I hope that my remarks today will give you some answers to that question. Talking to the likes of Caleb yesterday, I surmised that this graduation, this rite of passage, this transition to the big, wide, unknown world is understandably causing a little bit of trepidation, maybe a little bit of anxiety, as many of you attempt to figure out your next steps beyond ALC. So, as the opening speaker today, I want to start right away by telling you graduates that it is all going to be okay. And here's why. Last week, in our weekly Friday late discussion, a time when the entire organization pauses and gets together on Zoom for an hour to connect and to share updates, I referenced a Harvard Business Review article I recently came across titled Lessons from Tesla's Approach to Innovation. You all know Tesla, right? in which the authors, Nathan Furr and Jeff Dyer, used a term called innovation capital, which they define as the ability to win support from stakeholders. Innovation capital, the ability to win support from stakeholders. And I'm here to tell you that after you graduate today, you will not only be armed with your degrees, guided by your missions, but you will be carrying in your back pocket something that I would argue is just as powerful, if not more, and that's a large amount of innovation capital. It is this same innovation capital that brought all of us here today, nearly a decade since we began this project, to launch a number of higher learning institutions that will train and develop talented young Africans to become ethical, entrepreneurial leaders. A capital that, as the African Leadership Group, we have diligently and deliberately built and nurtured and leveraged over time. And if anyone in the audience is wondering why innovation capital, well, sit back and hold tight. I promise I'll tell you why in a few minutes. But first, allow me to unpack this concept of innovation capital a little bit more. In this article, the authors talk about 4 crucial elements that constitute innovation capital. The first element is your innovation-specific human capital, or who you are. Innovation-specific, because we are not here talking about some generic human capital, your abilities and skills that all of us carry in the workplace, but rather, innovation-specific human capital refers to our capacity for forward-thinking, creative problem-solving, and persuasion. It is that type of innovation-specific human capital, possessed by entrepreneurs like Fred Swanecker, or the founding team that he actually assembled 10 years ago, our earliest advisors and supporters, that led to the founding of ALC. And you can actually find further evidence that these people did indeed have innovation-specific human capital when you just look at what some of the members of the founding team of ALC have gone on to do in the world. Some became researchers at places like MIT Media Lab. Others pursued further studies at prestigious institutions like the Harvard Graduate School of Education. Some went on to co-found schools like the Kiba School, who is now attracting global attention and winning awards. And others launched businesses of their own, like Parity or Sava. In fact, by the time they left ALC, they carried with them even more innovation capital than they came in with. That's element number 1, innovation-specific human capital, who you are. The second element is your innovation-specific social capital, or who you know. These are your social connections with individuals who possess valuable resources for innovation. We couldn't have started the ALC project had it not been for some early adopters and supporters. Mama Graça Machel agreed to be our chancellor and has been our biggest ambassador to the world. The Glasgow Caledonian University took a chance on a bunch of kids with a big dream, transform a continent, and gave us a shoulder to stand on. The Republic of Mauritius, and later Rwanda, was the first to welcome us with open arms and help us set up, and has held us to very high standards. And eventually, the MasterCard Foundation became our biggest partner, providing scholarships to many deserving students from all over Africa, many of whom are graduating today. That's element number 2, your innovation-specific social capital, who you know. The third element is your innovation-specific still, reputation capital. What you've done, that's your track record and reputation for innovation that precedes you. Now make no mistake that none of these supporters I just mentioned would have taken a chance on us had it not been for a consistent and reliable track record of innovation, of not shying away from doing hard things. ALU was born out of the ribs of the African Leadership Academy, a Pan-African pre-university program with a bold vision to transform leadership on the continent. So much so that a fair number of the staff and faculty that were part of the founding team of ALC were alumni of the African Leadership Academy. Were it not for the credentials of the people involved in the founding, I don't think any of these key supporters I've mentioned, all of whom are represented here today, would have joined us on the journey then, and clearly are still with us on the journey now. That's element number 3, innovation-specific reputation capital, what you have done. The 4th element is what they called your impression amplifiers, or the things you do to generate attention and credibility for yourself and for your ideas. The things you do to generate attention and credibility for yourself and for your ideas. Well, this one, I believe, is not rocket science, because I don't think there is any better way to generate credibility for your ideas than by delivering results. We hosted the President of the Republic of Mauritius on campus yesterday, and that's because I actually bumped into him just last week at the World Government Summit in Dubai, where I was representing ALC and ALU Rwanda as one of 10 global innovations that were being showcased and that were competing for a prize called On the Edge of Government, organized by the summit. They, the organizers, found our missions not majors learning philosophy a simple but necessary innovation. After my 24th pitch on missions not majors, and as I looked at the slide with the alumni data on the screen, it dawned upon me why we were actually shortlisted for this award. Because the achievements of our alumni in our very short history, and we only started graduating students barely 5 years ago, is evidence of a formula that is clearly, effectively fast-tracking young people's ability to be job creators and not just job seekers. As you graduate today, you will be joining an alumni community, 39% of whom have started over 140 ventures, creating over 40,000 jobs through these ventures, and have raised over $6 million. That's element number 4, impression amplification. The things that you do to generate credibility, I believe, is achieved through demonstration of value and impact. But with your permission today, I would actually like to add a 5th element. One that I feel is particularly pertinent to your generation, especially given the contemporary global circumstances awaiting you once you step out of your comfort and out of the comfort and the safety of ALC. And that 5th element, in my opinion, is resilience and grit. The courage, the resolve, and the humility with which you not only withstand and recover from challenges, but also the ability to commit to projects, no matter how hard they are, for a sustained period of time. I cannot emphasize enough, graduates, how important patient growth and learning is. There is no substitute for experience, and sometimes you just have to go through the drill. Malcolm Gladwell describes it as the 10,000 hours of practice. Alfred said to Batman that it's called endurance. In the AL group, we call it doing hard things. I believe that resilience and grit is the very foundation you have to set, first of all, for you to have any chance of building your innovation capital. So Whitney, it might just be worth toughing out the current job for a little longer. It may not be obvious, but I promise you there is value to be extracted from the drill, which may often feel like drudgery. David Adebayo, external economic factors like the devaluation of the Naira may prevent you from achieving your targets, but it also poses an opportunity to think creatively. Remember, innovation-specific social capital. In his book, Creating Innovators, The Making of Young People Who Will Change the World, the renowned educator Tony Wagner advises young people of your generation to become a jack of all trades, but a master of something. Mastery matters. Experience matters. Maybe, just maybe, challenges thrown at you by life are just an opportunity to build element number 5, resilience and grit. Before I close, I did promise to tell you why I think innovation capital and not some other thing, like, actual capital. It'd be nice to graduate today with some money in your back pockets, right? I said I'll tell you why innovation capital is the most valuable thing that you'll be carrying with you once you leave these doors. There are two very simple reasons for it. Number one, the world that you are stepping into is thirsty for innovators. Yes, there are many challenges in the world today, geopolitical conflicts, environmental crises, economic uncertainties, but also countless opportunities and possibilities to come up with solutions and ideas to innovate so you can address these challenges. Additionally, you also have at your fingertips and at our doorsteps a technology revolution, the AI revolution that the world is experiencing, the type of fundamentally transformative technological innovation that only comes around once every few hundred years. It's like if you're a surfer, this is the wave that you've been waiting for. I hope you catch it. Reason number two, you are more than adequately prepared to leverage your innovation capital, more than you may even realize it now. The biggest competitive advantage that you have over your peers from other higher learning institutions globally is that you have been deliberately and carefully trained to see opportunities when others see challenges. You have the tools to reinvent yourself when you will need to, because you will, to be an autodidactic, lifelong learner and innovator when you are ready to. And rest assured that you have and will always have a network that will carry you along your personal and your professional journey for the rest of your life. That's a promise. Look at the people sitting next to you. These are the people who will change the world with you. When Eric Sewankambo arrived at ALC in 2015 from Uganda and met Joseph Rutakangwa from Tanzania, little did they know that they would one day found and incorporate a company called Rwazi right here on this tiny island of Mauritius, and that they would be employing tens of thousands of people across the world, and that they would raise over $5 million, all of that before the age of 30. If you think they were anomalies, well, so are you. Your classmate, Numbo Kunshu, approached me a few months ago telling me about a book that he's writing, and I thought, hey, this guy, where's he going to find the time? Yet yesterday, I saw his book titled The Gen Z Entrepreneurs of Africa has already been published as in on sale. Even Fred Swaneker is yet to publish his book, and he's been working on it for 20 years. Fred, when is that book coming out? Clearly the Gen Zs are faster than you, huh? So graduates, please make sure you have a good belt, not just to tighten it as you're about to go on a wild ride, but also so you can hold your pants well on your waist, for your pockets is indeed full of innovation capital. I cannot tell you enough how proud I am of you, how excited I am of what you're about to do in the world. Congratulations again. Go forth and prosper. Go with confidence, with courage, with conviction. Be bold in your pursuits, relentless in your quest for excellence, and unwavering in your commitment to making a difference. Congratulations, thank you all, and once again, welcome to this graduation ceremony.
Thank you so much, Veda. I think we are all inspired to hear these lessons and examples of innovation. It is now time to hear from one of our graduates that we are celebrating today. So please welcome Brian Kipchumba to give the graduate address.
Thank you so much. So, give me some time, let me fix. We've talked about the Gen Z and how we're very faster than the other generation. So this is our specialty. Okay. Sorry for that. So, Honorable Mrs. Leila David Okun, Vice Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, Don Anderson, Vice Chancellor of the International Glasgow University, Dr. Fred Sonika, Founder and Chairman of the Board, Africa Leadership College, Mrs. Julie Gushuru, our Chief Public Affairs and Communication Officer, MasterCard Foundation, Your Excellency Elizabeth Nyantaki, Ambassador of the Republic of Ghana, Mr. Veda Sunasi, the CEO of the Africa Leadership College, our faculty, fellow graduates, parents, students, good afternoon. So it was in 21 when we first arrived on this island. It was during the pandemic when everything was at standstill. At that time, many of us were anxious about the admission dates as they kept shifting due to evolving regulations. However, boarding that chartered flight to Mauritius was a dream come true for many of us. For it marked the beginning of a journey whose end we are celebrating today. What a short odyssey. Being in ALC exposed us to different cultures, backgrounds, and opinions that enabled us to understand different issues and to reimagine the world from different lenses. Hailing from a conservative background, my world was confined to the people who spoke like me, ate and thought like me. However, coming into this new space, I gradually discovered the diversity where each country had its own unique accent and often a blend of different languages. Adapting to me meant that I had to learn different dialects such as West African Pidgin from my friends Zulea and Josie Nation. Else I would have known that the proper response of the greeting, how far is I'm doing well, and not what we actually thought at that time. So our initial challenge was navigating the rigorous leadership core. I fondly recall the project's module where we were introduced to clients, challenging us to devise solutions to their problems. In data and decisions, grappling with numbers and Excel became a shared endeavor. The Africa Rising debate in Communications for Impact was a memorable learning experience. Initially, many of us believed in the potential rise of Africa, yet diverse opinions emerged by the end. As the program drew to a close, a growing desire among many of us emerged to explore new avenues, whether for job opportunities or simply for the thrill of adventure. Special mention to Langat and my small crew for turning weekends into exciting weekends, conquering mountains and facing our fears. A heartfelt shout out also to the transport team for the bus passes. Oh, the places they have taken us. Indeed, venturing off campus provided a necessary break before diving into the next week's activities. And so, this cycle repeated itself once more. Leadership core out, and then missions are not major season in. This season seemed to slip through our fingers like fine grains of sand, akin to closing our eyes, and on opening them, an entire chapter of our lives had been written, ushering us to the next one with which we are celebrating today. But before that, let me tell you about Mauritius. Mauritius offers the perfect fusion of tropical island vibes. Beach, adventure, travel, food. But on the flip side, it invites you to tackle different challenges, almost as if to convey that its beauty was not handed to it on a silver platter. These are discoveries that you only make through your continued stay here. As a result, many of us were challenged to embrace different challenges as a perfect embodiment of ALC Do Hard Things philosophy. The hard things manifested in various forms: jobs, internships, and different entrepreneurial experiences. All this showcase a group of individuals who are determined to achieve something and unwilling to stop until they reach their goals. This journey not only shaped our academic and social experiences, but but also fostered our deeper understanding of our world and our place in it. Looking back, our learning emphasized the importance of questioning and constantly seeking new ways of doing things. The notion of being content with the status quo was something I learned to outgrow during my stay here. For many of us, especially after the intense Africa Rising debate in the first year, a transformative mindset that fostered a renewed hope for Africa was instilled, prompting us to ask not what Africa could do for us, but what we could do for Africa. Anyway, allow me to pause this debate for the last time so that we can resolve this issue once and for all. Is Africa rising? We cannot deny that Africa is not where it was decades ago. We have witnessed its transformation all over these years. Yet, it still faces undeniable challenges. By the end of 2023 alone, for the period that we've been here, there have been 7 military coups, 23.5 million people have endured extreme hunger, and another 13.2 million livestock had perished. Today, over 40% of the African population still live in extreme poverty, and another more than half of the African population lacks access to electricity. Central to these problems, leaders, is a culture of retrogressive leadership patterns, characterized by a lack of accountability among the political elite to the electorate. This type of leadership views power as means to acquire wealth and pursue selfish interest, rather than genuinely addressing the most pertinent problems. What do you think is the best solution to all these problems? Indeed, I do not believe there's a one-size-fits-all solution, and I'm not here to proffer one today. However, I stand here before you to challenge us to think through how we can begin reshaping this narrative. Thankfully, what this institution has done, and we are all glad, is to breed leaders in us right from the first day when we set foot on campus. With that in mind, our next self-assessment task is to ask ourselves whether we're ready for what lies ahead. For what lies ahead of us is greater than what has come before us. As we gather today, the thought of returning home often comes with apprehension. The myriads of problems back home can be discouraging before we even start. However, if our forefathers, like our founding father, Mr. Fred Sonika, had overlooked these problems, then most of us will not be here today. And therefore, the best gift we can give those who've come before us is to amplify their contributions to the continent. To do this, we must actively engage the challenges in our continent, utilizing our abilities to find solutions and witnessing success as they unfold. Leaders, this endeavor is not greater than ourselves. If the challenge appears daunting, it's precisely what we should embrace and tackle head-on. The time for action is now. Change comes when we collectively raise one voice, the voice of change. I guess many of us have watched the famous TED Talk by Derek Sivers on how to start movements. If you've not, I highly recommend that you check it out. In this video, Derek Sivers talks about how we all cannot be leaders, because that will be ineffective. Great leaders who are keen on building movements, he says, should have the courage to follow and show others how to follow. It is as simple as finding someone doing something great and having the guts to stand up and join in. In his book, The Tipping Point, Malcolm Gladwell also emphasizes how small things can make significant difference. I foresee the same happening today as we embark on this new journey to change Africa. As we've proven before, small steps are what leads to the achievement of our bigger goals. Thankfully, today, the agents of change for Africa are seated right here before me. And as we leave this venue, we will all become ambassadors of the change movement we are igniting today. And you don't have to be a leader to do this. But you can be an enabler of this kind of thinking. On that note, I wish to give a special thanks to the MasterCard Foundation, the Glasgow Caledonian University, the Africa Leadership College, and all the other stakeholders who've made our journey successful. If not for you, many of us will not be here today. And so, as I conclude, I wish to invite each of our graduates to stand in and join me in making this pledge. Please, graduates, stand up. We need to do this pledge for Africa, for the world, and the life that is ahead of us. So, you're going to say your I, and then you say your name, and you have to either raise your hand or hold onto your chest, and join me in saying this. Okay? Are we ready? Are we ready? Yes. Okay, let's go. I, Brian Kipchumba, do pledge that in the days to come, I will willingly and knowingly commit myself to be an agent of change within Africa, starting with the leadership of my country. I will utilize my skills, my talents, and God-given gifts to advocate for a better and prosperous Africa. So help me God. Thank you so much. Thank you all for this opportunity.
Thank you so much, Brian, and thanks to all the graduates. We are going to hold you to that pledge. Now we are going to hear from the keynote speaker, and to introduce the keynote speaker, we have one of our graduates, Whitney Chinoy, to call.
Thank you for this opportunity. Proverbs 31, 25 to 26. She's clothed with strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. Julie Gishuru, what a woman. She's a pioneer, an advocate for the next generation of Africans, a mother of many, an entrepreneur, and a proud Kenyan. She attended university in the United Kingdom, where she earned her LLB Law and MBA from Cardiff University's Law and Business Schools, respectively. Either early in her career, she spearheaded an impressive number of television shows, from the first Kenyan investigative TV series, The Inside Story, to various current affairs shows, including the celebrated post-election peace specials, Voices of Reason. Her peace specials resonated with viewers, and her calls for a non-violent election in 2008 led to her becoming the first African woman to receive the Martin Luther King Salute of Greatness. Currently, she serves as the Chief Public Affairs and Communications Officer at the MasterCard Foundation, and today, as is true to character, she will take stage to prime the minds of 150 plus disruptors in this room. She's a passionate fighter and an example. So quoting Julie Gishuru, Veda, I promise not to stop, to stay focused and keep pushing step by step. Ladies and gentlemen, Julie Gishuru.
Wow, almost brought me to tears. I was like, who's that? Thank you so much, Whitney. The Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Honorable Leela Devi Dokun Lachuman, Your Excellency Elizabeth Nyantaki, General Counsel to the Republic of Ghana, Vice Chancellor of ALU, Dr. Nhlahla Wala, Udoroa Apaji, Honorary Counsel of the Ivory Coast, Founder and Chairman of the Africa Leadership Group, forefather Fred Swaneker, CEO of ALU and ALC, Veda Sunasi, deans, faculty, and staff, parents, where are you? Families and honored guests, and the graduating class. It is such a pleasure and an honor to be with you all, and I'm already so moved at the importance of this day, of this moment, of this time. Thank you, Brian, for your words. This is a milestone. In Kiswahili, we say hongera. Please look at the person next to you and say hongera. Congratulations. It's a wonderful view from here, looking at all the incredible teams, looking at the parents, and I feel you, and looking at the young people. And so let me start by speaking about the MasterCard Foundation and the journey we've had together. And then I will speak as an African. So the MasterCard Foundation, as you know, has walked this journey with this incredible group. We are incredibly proud of where we are today. To give you a snippet of who we are, we're not MasterCard, but we were born of MasterCard. When in 2006, they decided to set 10% of their shares aside to create a gift for the world. So a completely independent foundation that they would not control, that would do something powerful in the world. That was 2006. We started our work after registration, and we were registered in Canada, where the team tasked with this process felt Canada had a good geopolitical outlook. And so we were housed and registered there, and our first work was in Africa. It was actually in Uganda. Are there any Ugandans here? A few. Wonderful. It was in Uganda, and it was in education. And the vision of our president and CEO, Rita Roy, was, if you give education to young people, they will change the world. Can we give that a round of applause? And so we doubled down on education and financial inclusion to enable entrepreneurs and businesses to grow and thrive. And this is the work we have been doing. When we look at ALU and ALC, we feel this is exactly what we envisaged. It is our dreams come true, and we know your journeys will have the impact, will transform the world. It is what we believe we are here to do. So thank you for all the words and for reaffirming that mission. And so allow me now to speak as an African. And I'm going to share 3 messages. Number 1, to the institution. Number 2, to the parents. And number 3, to the incredible graduates. So first of all, 10 years ago, this was just a vision. And a lot has gone into it. But I'll rewind even more. Yesterday, a young man sent me a video. And he said, 9 years ago, I watched you interview Fred Swaneker. And Fred was talking about all his big dreams. And he said, now I see you're giving the keynote at ALC's graduation. He said, this feels like a 360 moment, even for a young person who was in high school when that video came out. And I watched the video myself. And at one point we were talking about it, and Fred on the journey at one point had no money. And he actually said that he set meetings during breakfast, lunch, and dinner so he could eat. And he slept on a few couches. And he said, it didn't bother me that I didn't have money because I was pursuing a dream. And just decades later, look where we are. Look at the numbers. Look at the impact. And I think, Veda, you said out of the graduates already, 140,000 have been hired by them through their businesses. 40,000. Can we give that a round of applause, please? And I want us to really take this moment in. This is the African dream. This is the African vision. This is our hope for the future. You know, Fred, Vida, and all the teams, we look to you. You are setting an incredible and an important example. We need to share the story. And while you may be outliers today, and thank you to the government of Mauritius for housing this, for the government of Rwanda for the home for ALU, the rest of Africa wants to know this story. Don't stop, keep moving. Can we give them a round of applause, please? This is hope, courage, and action. I want to now talk to the parents and the guardians. It's not an easy journey, is it? It's not easy. So thank you. Thank you for the care. Thank you for the devotion and the dedication and the nurturing and the hope and the belief. Please give your parents a round of applause. You are so important in this journey, and this is your moment. And so take it with such pride. You've given them everything they needed to get here. And alongside your support, this institution has given them what they need to fly the nest. And now we look to them as they go out to change the world. So thank you for the role you have played. Well done to you. Well done. Asante sana. And now to the young people. A wonderful, wonderful season has come to an end. I know how you feel. It's bittersweet. There's excitement for the future, but there's anxiety, right? What's going to come? Will it be okay? You know, Veda said, you know, it's all going to be okay. And yes, it will, but also, no, it won't. Because it's a hard world. But it's okay because you were made to weather the storms. Yes? Let no one tell you it's going to be easy, because it won't, and you probably already know that. But when you look at yourself in the mirror every morning, you need to say, I was made to weather the storms. I was made to dance in the rain. Nothing will hold me back. Nguvu. I saw that that was the theme for today. And nguvu in Kiswahili means what? Strength. It even sounds like strength. So when COVID struck, you were tough, all of you. As you said, you came into a period of learning, not knowing what would happen, but you withstood it, and in fact took leadership and continued and pressed on, and here you are today. You have courage and you have resilience. That is already proven. But it's a difficult world, and I believe it's only getting more difficult. It is complex, it is dynamic, it is unpredictable, it is incredibly unfair, and it is hard. And you are some of the few who have had the privilege of this kind of learning. And so you are the cream of the crop. The responsibility of leadership must sit heavy on your shoulders. I want you to stop for a minute and close your eyes. I want you to see responsibility hit your shoulders. And I want it to feel heavy and weighted down. Please accept that responsibility. It will be hard, but you can get through it. And Africa needs it. You know, you talked about our forefathers. And Fred may be a father, not a forefather. But let's talk about our forefathers. And I want us to rewind right back to the generation that fought for our independence and who at a time were told they were less than human, believed in a free Africa and were willing to die for it so that you could thrive. The generations that followed them got locked into cycles of conformity to colonial practices, to colonial education. And for many of our countries to get ahead, we conformed. True, parents? We went to those schools, we did our best, and we've done our best to bring you up. But you are a different generation. I believe you are a generation closer to those forefathers than we are. Yes? And so to reconnect to where they were and understanding that they gave their lives for a free Africa is asking, what then is your role in Africa today? And as you drive your leadership and impact, asking ourselves, how do you make them proud? And at the same time, how do you make your grandchildren to come proud? And I want to encourage you to be disruptors. Be disruptors. See the things that need to change, like Fred did and his teams did, and do what? Change them. Change them. And in that way, truly, truly help Africa rise. So feel that responsibility. I want to close with some African words of wisdom, African proverbs, which I share so often. The first, as you go out into the world, fear no forest because it is dense. No forest. Go into that forest, learn, fall, stand back up, keep moving. Always remember that failure is part of the journey. Never be dissuaded by it. It is the greatest teacher. The second and third proverb speak to the power of community. One says, a single bracelet does not jingle, right? And the other, hands wash each other. Africa is 70% youth population. And so, you are the majority of Africa. You are Africa. If you stand together as young people, nothing will stop you. Nothing. If you support each other on key agenda items, nothing can stop you. You are positioned to change Africa, and I believe truly that you are positioned to change the world. So be courageous, fear nothing, learn, get up, grow, support each other. Ladies and gentlemen, my final words. You hold the hopes and dreams of a continent in your hands. You said Africa's rising. You are Africa. Make an impact. Achieve great things for Africa and for the world. Make yourself proud. Make your families proud. Make your communities proud. Again, you hold the hopes and dreams of Africa in your hands. I want to ask you, what will you do with that responsibility? Think about it. Are you feeling the weight of responsibility? Straight back, shoulders straight, and go out into the world, young men and women, and conquer. Congratulations, and thank you so much. In the spirit of African celebration, I want us to ululate together, and I really welcome the African mothers to join me in doing this. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Madam. These were such powerful words. It is time to pause and welcome one of our graduates to share spoken word tribute to the graduating class. Please welcome Abida Adebomehin.
The bridge we cross. That we cross this bridge is the journey and destination we seek. In days of triumph like these, marked by joys fondly recalled and moments we thought seemed bleak. We once stood at the mouth of this bridge, peering into the unknown, with hearts open and so earnest, thinking and taking the first step towards our dreams. Steps many did dream for, steps many did work for. Were we once unsure we would be fortunate enough to walk life's tumultuous tides, were we once unsure we would be present to see this other side, where the bridge burst those fortunate enough to walk life's tumultuous tides, in your mind's eye lie the memories of the days with reasons to smile, when efforts spent in pursuit of our goals forged prizes won due to the fortitude of our souls, self and mind. And treasures were found with closed eyes and uncertain maps. To say less, we were not searching perhaps, but were fortunate enough to find, mind you, all we did work for and call it our grind. And we hasten to recall moments when our efforts were elisions, standing steadfast upon decisions, mastered archers professing precision, and defeats did humble us in our naive states. A lesson in many lessons that time and tide become of this bridge. Even then we did not deter, and when we stumbled we did stand, knowing that we would make a name upon the land that the bridge would lead to as we had planned. And now we look back upon the bridge, where we once thought we could not or would not or should not, saw that we could do or would do or should do, alone together in silence out loud, better off for our troubles, silvered clouds, sleepless nights, silvered clouds, realizing our every moment, every step has led to this moment, and reality demands of us that we own it. Our wins, our passions, our triumphs, our time spent upon this bridge we crossed. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I would now like to ask Dr. Fred Swaneker to introduce our guest of honor.
Since I'm a forefather, I need to limp onto stage, right? Forefather glasses. The Honorable Mrs. Leila Devi Dukun Luchman, Vice Prime Minister of the Republic of Mauritius, as well as the Minister of Education, Tertiary Education, Science and Technology, Your Excellency Elizabeth Nyantaki, my countrywoman, Consul General of the Republic of Ghana, Mrs. Julie Gichuri, who just gave us this tremendous keynote address, the Chief Public Affairs and Communications Officer at MasterCard Foundation, our great partner. Ms. Dawn Anderson, Pro Vice Chancellor of the International at Glasgow Caledonian University, and esteemed faculty and staff, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, parents, and of course, our graduating class of 2019, not 2024. Why? Because this is an institution where you enter but you never leave, right? It gives me great pleasure to introduce our guest of honor, the Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Education of Mauritius, Ms. Leila Devi Dokun Lushman. 10 years ago, when we arrived on this island, we had just an idea, and we were young. You know, in those days, they called me a young man, not a forefather. And we had an idea, a dream, as Julie mentioned, and it was fun to reminisce about this conversation that I had with her 10 years ago. But a dream to take further, as Brian, our student speaker, mentioned, a dream cannot happen without others who enable it. And so in that spirit, our guest of honor was one of the key people who enabled what we have here today. She took a leap of faith on us as we started in this country, in her ministry in the Ministry of Education. And we established the African Leadership College. And this college then led to what is a much bigger movement now across the continent. From this college came the next sister campus in Rwanda, which has another, and between the two entities we have 2,000 students. And that led to what we're doing with ALX today, with 30 campuses with 250,000 students. And this ripple of leadership that is moving across the continent, none of it without being possible without that first believer, in this first country, in this nation of Mauritius. So as we're here today, and we're celebrating this milestone, 10 years on since it started, I just want us to take a moment to thank the government of Mauritius, and specifically our guest of honor, for enabling this fast-growing movement of leadership that will transform this continent. We may not be here to live to see the full impact of it, but rest assured that everything will be okay in Africa, thanks to you. So our guest of honor holds a BSc in honors from the University of Delhi. She has a postgraduate certificate in education from the Mauritian Institute of Education and a postgraduate diploma in education from the University of Brighton, the UK. She's also a part-time lecturer at the Mauritius Institute of Education. She brings impressive credentials, including a complete reform of the education system in Mauritius. Later talked about innovation track record. Was that it? She has an innovation track record. Or did I use a different term? Innovation track record, yes. And that also included the creation of a 9-year continuous basic education for those students who have difficulty learning, including the creation of a vocational track for high school students and expanding opportunities for all learners in this country. In March 2020, in recognition of her achievements in politics and education, Mrs. Dokun Lushman was awarded the status of Grand Commander of the Order of the Star and Key, not just of Mauritius, but of the Indian Ocean. And that goes with GCSK. So that's what it means when she's introduced, and that is appended to her name. So without further ado, please welcome our guest of honor. Thank you.
Dr. Fred Swaneker, founder of the African Leadership Group, chairman of the board of ALC. Mr. Veda Sanasi, CEO of ALC. Ms. Julie Chishuru, keynote speaker. Thank you for the wonderful and inspiring speech. Professor Nahala Twala, Vice Chancellor of ALC. Mr. Dawn Anderson, Pro-Vice Chancellor of Glasgow Caledonian University. ALC board members, esteemed faculty and staff, members of the Diplomatic Corps, graduating students, proud parents of graduating students, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is a great honor and a privilege for me to be in your midst today on this ceremonial occasion marking the 6th graduation ceremony of the African Leadership College in Mauritius. At the very outset, allow me to extend a warm welcome to all those of you who have traveled or journeyed far and wide to be present here today. Your presence adds to a decorous and dignified touch to this already momentous event. As we gather here, bathed in the glow of achievement and the promise of tomorrow, I cannot but marvel at the journey we have undertaken together. The African Leadership College, in its youthful exuberance, has burgeoned into a bastion of excellence, evolving and expanding with each passing year. Indeed, I'm informed that the ALC Mauritius today boasts of a student body of more than 180 from some 30 African countries. My heartfelt recommendations to you, Dr. Swanika, for all those involved in nurturing this institution's growth. Yours is, in fact, an institution that can pride itself of a modern campus, integrating a students' accommodation unit and fostering an environment conducive to academic brilliance. Today, as we celebrate the collective triumph of our graduates, hailing from 20 different African nations, we bear witness to the rich tapestry of talent and ambition that defines our continent. We will all certainly agree that their journey, woven with threads of resilience and determination, serves as a beacon of hope for the future of our continent, Africa. For I'm more confident, or more than confident, that they will all live up to our expectations of them as the torchbearers of change and the transformation of the continent. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm particularly impressed by the internationalization efforts undertaken by the African Leadership College, which have seen students embark on internships spanning 53 countries and receiving qualifications from the Glasgow Caledonian University. This global outlook not only enriches the academic experience, but also equips the graduates with the cross-cultural competencies necessary to thrive in today's interconnected world. We must recognize that the ALC's innovative pedagogical methods, coupled with a relentless pursuit of excellence, have positioned the college as a trailblazer in higher education. This is clearly a reflection of what can be achieved with passion and purpose converged in pursuit of a common goal. I also wish to commend the pivotal role played by the African Leadership College in elevating Mauritius as a beacon of higher learning in the region. By attracting international students and faculty to our shores, the college is supporting us in not only fostering academic exchange, but also strengthening cultural ties and fostering global citizenship. Dear graduates, as you stand on the threshold of a new chapter in your lives, poised to embark on paths less often traveled, I urge you to take on the mantle of leadership with courage and conviction. Your alma mater, with its emphasis on mission-oriented and real-world experience approach, has equipped you with tools and knowledge to navigate in this complex world. The VUCA world, we call it. Volatile, uncertain, unpredictable, complex, and ambiguous. So, we know that you will be able to navigate the complexities of the world with grace and integrity, in spite of this uncertain world lying ahead of us. It is up to you now to showcase your mettle, your savoir-faire with grace, elegance, and determination. I'll go back to what the keynote speaker stated. She wanted you to feel the weight of responsibility on your shoulders. And I think that you're equipped for that. But at the same time, you will require to be, someone stated it, I think the CU, lifelong learners, but you will require also to be versatile, to be able to adapt yourself to the uncertain world, the unpredictable world, and the rapidly evolving world. You will need to show your capability to adapt. Remember what Darwin had said. It's not the strongest nor the most intelligent, but the one that can adapt to change that will succeed and survive. The world, as stated earlier by other interveners, is not an easy world, but you need to stand straight and face it. As stated earlier, I always say so, there will always be challenges, but you should convert the challenges into opportunities. And the opportunities will open new avenues, and you will manage to achieve your goals, whichever goal you set for yourself. I'm sure that your dedication, your resilience and commitment have been seriously tested during the long journey. And now that these have brought you to this milestone, the world awaits the impact you will leave. An impact that your home countries should be the first ones to feel. Indeed, after this ceremony, I believe most of you will be heading back to your home country with lots of enthusiasm and novel ideas. They, in your countries, and the world need people like you. Africa needs young people like you, extrovert, risk-taking, ethical, and entrepreneurial. But if you want to change the world, you should be ready to face any form of challenges. And what is important is that you will need the youth of the continent to have your voices heard. You should not suffer from any voice poverty. You should be strong and committed, and also show the convictions that you have, and you should face any problem ahead. Of course, some of you might be a bit more outspoken than others, and my appeal to you would be to tread cautiously, certainly, but at the same time, make it your duty to pull others and draw them along with you to make sure that they also do not fear to voice their views. We should be able to control our zeal, but we should also be courageous and to move ahead with our convictions. The fact remains that Africa needs an all-hands-to-the-deck commitment. Our continent is at a critical juncture. The challenges are multifarious, ranging from security threats, political instability, climate change impacts, to humanitarian crises linked to the armed conflicts. The representative of the MasterCard Foundation stated it. When you are united, nothing can stop you. And we have a very good example of how African unity can lead us ahead. You must all have heard about the Chagos Archipelago saga. And had it not been for the support we received from the African Union countries in the International Court of Justice on the Chagos issue, we would not have succeeded. This is one clear example that when Africa stands united together, we are sure to win, we are sure to achieve our goals, and I always find it important to thank such solidarity in the African Union for that. And I think you young people sitting here, the torchbearers, the future decision makers, should bear this in mind. It's a very simple example, but it is loaded with very important concepts of solidarity and collaboration. Again, it has shown how a small island like Mauritius, part of the African continent, could face the biggest, strongest countries of the world. We had won. It's because we had in mind that there is a strong need for us to stand together and to look in the same direction, bearing in mind our past history, our common past history. At a recent AU summit held this very month, His Excellency Moussa Faki Mahamat, the chairperson of the African Union Commission, deplored the fact that there are many crises on the continent. And I'd like to quote his words. He was talking about the crisis. He said, crises pose a serious threat to tarnish the signs of the emergence of Africa, of which we are proud, an Africa of which we are proud. Dear graduates, the task awaiting you, therefore, is enormous, which is why I would urge you, graduates, to remain innovative. And to my mind, this is best done by challenging the status quo, by questioning commonly entertained assumptions, by your capacity to boldly venture into uncharted territory. When I joined the ministry some 10 years back, I had my mind loaded with lots of ideas that I wanted to implement. But perhaps the first challenge that you meet whenever you want to bring about change is to get people to change their mindset and to agree not to do what is usually done. But very often we get the statement, but this has always been done this way. This is how we do it. But you need to stand straight and say, this will no longer be the way that we're going to do it. We need to change. And to be able to change, we need to be cautious because the change that we want should be for the better. But as stated earlier, we may have a few mistakes done, but this doesn't mean that we should not proceed on our trajectory. Because many of the interveners before me stated it, even the young graduates who came on the floor here, we may fall, we may stumble, but we must stand up again. Failure has never been a barrier. In fact, it will propel you further ahead whenever you learn what has caused the failure and what should be done to avoid it next. And I think the best way to learn is by going through one or two failures. But this doesn't mean that you need to fail. So you have to work hard, you have to work without fear, and you have to move ahead strong. What was the word you said? Strength. This is what we need. And obviously, to readily you will note that there is something that is reaching every sphere of life, and that's technology. And therefore, and obviously, you will have to readily embrace emerging technologies, perhaps the most essential ingredient for the future of work. Today is, in fact, the start of the journey. Today, you join the ranks of over 800 young leaders, I'm told, who have already graduated from ALC and ALU, of whom more than 500 are making an impact directly on the continent through their work in over 70 new and growing entrepreneurial ventures. And that's real hope. That's real hope. We want you, as we said, not only to be job seekers, but to be those creating jobs for others. And I feel, just by sitting here, by looking at you, that the energy is there for you to grow and to open up new opportunities for others, not only for yourself. Africa needs your leadership more than ever. We need leaders who are ethical, innovative, creative, and deeply committed to the well-being of their communities. Good leaders always show compassion. Good leaders always think of others first and then themselves. Leaders who possess the knowledge, skills, and unwavering dedication to tackle challenges and unleash the vast potential of Africa. This is what we expect of you. We want you to trigger this African renaissance, this new Africa that we are looking for. And I've heard someone saying that there were two graduates sitting one beside the other a few years back who came up with one enterprise, now catering for thousands of people and earning huge amounts of profits. So I think there are lots of such possibilities here in this hall. So graduates, you have come to this campus in Mauritius from different parts of the continent with faith and courage. And I sincerely hope that you have enjoyed your stay here, a unique stay as far as multicultural experience is concerned, that you have enjoyed your studies in Mauritius. You've had the opportunity to experience the authentic student life here. Agreed, you are the alumni of ALC, but you will now also henceforth be the ambassadors of Mauritius as a destination for higher learning. The knowledge, skills of higher learning, the knowledge, skills, and competencies you have acquired during your study at ALC Mauritius will be a life testimony for the quality and excellence of education provided in Mauritius. As you step into the world, remember the values that have guided you here: integrity, inclusivity, and a relentless pursuit for excellence. Remember the transformative power of education and the responsibility you have now to make a positive impact on your communities and the continent as a whole. Go forth, armed with your knowledge, your passion, and your unwavering commitment to Africa's progress. Embrace the challenges, celebrate the victories, and never lose sight of the potential you hold within you. As you venture forth into the realm of possibilities, remember that true leadership is not merely about attaining personal success, but also about lifting others up and leaving an indelible mark on the world around you. And in this process, seek out mentors who inspire and challenge you, and let your actions speak louder than your words. In closing, I leave you with two messages. Firstly, let purpose be your guiding star, illuminating the path ahead and infusing your endeavors with meaning and significance. And secondly, remember that education is not merely a means to an end, but a lifelong journey of discovery and growth. You should be lifelong learners. In the words of Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. Armed with this weapon and the unwavering support of your alma mater, go forth and make your mark on the world. And don't forget those who've been guiding you and helping you to reach where you are today. Your faculty members, your college, and your parents who have been there all the time for you. May you all be part of the ethical and entrepreneurial leaders for Africa and the world that ALC plans to spearhead by 2035. Before I end, allow me once again to congratulate each and every one of you, your parents, your lecturers, and your friends who supported you. May your future be filled with boundless opportunities and unparalleled success. I thank you all for your kind attention.
Thank you very much, Honorable Vice Prime Minister. I think we really enjoy the trust that the Minister is putting in our graduates. It is now time to graduate our students. Please welcome our Director of Academic Programs, Dr. Stephen Niken, to lead us through the presentation of our graduates.
On behalf of African Leadership College, Mauritius, please can I call upon Dawn Anderson, Pro-Vice Chancellor, International Glasgow Caledonian University, and the Honourable Mrs. Leela Devi Dukan Luchman, GCSK, Vice Prime Minister and Minister of Education, Tertiary Education, Science and Technology, to confer the degrees. Pro-Vice Chancellor, I present these graduates to receive the following awards. Master of Engineering, Issa Diallo. McDonald Tapedzwa Nyahoja. David Anulu Bemiga Olubayo. Bachelor of Arts with Honours, Kobina Ado. Diana Nyama Asilga. Rebecca Nabintu Basema. Abel Thomas Bernard. Irene Boadi. Samkeliso Malwande Delami. Eunice Etim Effion. Isaiah Ijakai. Whitney Chinonye Ernest. Omar Giba. Lalasoa Fabrice Erizo Raharison. Vumilia Hikakibuko. Melissa Bonte Niguintete Igihozo, Kelsey Igiraneza, Caroline Wanjiru Kariuki, Diane Larissa Keza, Isabel Atieno Kira, Desire Kirabo, Emmanuel Koku Onuho, Maureen Wanjiru Maina, Juliette Tsitsisi Masira, Revimbo Harriet Masvosla, Margaret Wambui Matenge, Sandra Mensa, Nabila Ahmad Modan, Susan Ndinda Muya, Ireb Naila Mukunzi, Mary Mzungu Mwanga, Naomi Balaluka Naukoka, Audrey Gesara Ogoti, Boniface Baraza Omina, Yvette Connie Acheng Omondi, David Sean Matthew Odumansai, Shandukani Lanel Ramazamba, David Amani Shamavu, Ashley Nonfu Tamfu, Given William Temba, Kunadi Salia Karamoko Timiti, Emma Owari Tum, Okechuhu Elijah Uche, Denise Uwase, Regina Wambui Wachira, Diana Wangui Wanjiku, Davina Ajua Yoso, Zuleha Abdullahi, Abida Adebola Adebome, Sylvia Ijai Ahoya, Tessa Nana Esi Sakabwa Akwa. Shakila Juma Atman. Hajaru Baba Dua. Alison Lindsay Beswindin. Mary Villa. Somtoshi Chinwendu Chukwuma. Afi Constance Degwanon. Owanduni Promise Evans Adeluka. Cynthia Inkatha Gasseri. Ida Jeffrey. Teresia Mutoni Kabushi. Brian Kipchumba. Guezioni Maikano. Samuelu Patria Kanya Malaya. Ruwa Rashe Mujokoji. Gianna Butoni. Nkubile Jennifer Nkube. Eglantine Volcano Nkusa. Jacqueline Neoden Druzenga.
Hello, with everybody for you.
Chidera Keleshi Nandozi. Guguletu Zamulu. John Stanley Shayo. Bezawit Shifero. Evangelani Songo. Jennifer Sharifa Taba. Akwavi Tanus. Sarah Tarawali. Sharon Wanjiru Wanjiku. Sylvia Wambui Wanjiku. Bachelor of Engineering with Honours, Tekla Tatenda Ntombeni. Bachelor of Science with Honours, Olajide Stanley Ajao. Ronnie Sandy Ineza. Jeffrey Obumeneme Izora. Brian Katurima Kume. Ingrid Mgeni. Alex Mumbu. Namdi Onwuka. Fairuz Mohammed Ahmed. Christelle Mazimpaka. Ogwa Daniela Obekpa. Bonseng Juliet Ramaloyana.
You know I love you, but I'm always on that road. Can't lie, you put me in the mood.
Maureen Memo Son. Shioma Grateful Godu. Tiffany Wairimu Wahome. Daniel Stefan Zock. Bachelor of Arts, Zamira Wambui Gatungo. ALC Akeyo. Jewel Nimring Yusuf. Bachelor of Engineering, Peter Mabwa Eskati. Bachelor of Science, Samantha Kuzaishe Kelosi. Reggie Joseph Okoko. Helen Chege Wairigia. Diploma of Higher Education, Atma Uyepeyu. Ryan Macharika. Pro-Vice Chancellor, I present all other graduates listed in the order of proceedings in absentia.
Thank you, and congratulations. Now it is time to give out awards to some of our outstanding graduates. First, we will give the awards for the top performers in each program. Please, can I ask the Honorable Minister, Mrs. Gichuru, Dr. Swanika, Mr. Sanasi, and Mr. Ritis, our Dean of the ALC campus, to please assist in handing out the awards.
And our Pro-Vice Chancellor, Ms. Dawn Anderson. I present the following prize winners. Best Student on Bachelor of Science with Honours in Entrepreneurial Leadership 2023 goes to Maureen Memo Somé.
Enjoy forever. This thing they happen to anyone. I come from nothing, enter many things, but this thing they happen to anyone. Yeah. I live the life that I love the life that I live.
Best Mission Capstone on Bachelor of Science with Honours in Entrepreneurial Leadership 2023, Daniel Zock.
I'll be rich till I die. I'll be rich till I die.
Best student on Bachelor of Arts with Honors in Business Management 2024 goes to Margaret Wambui Matenga. The best dissertation on Bachelor of Arts with Honors in Business Management 2024 goes to Nabila Ahmed Modan.
God, he let me ask God. I be flaming, which I'm a shammy, from me know we are Johnny. I
Best student on Bachelor of Arts with Honors in Social Sciences, Alison Sedano. The best dissertation on Bachelor of Arts with Honors in Social Science 2024 in absentia is to Julia Gizot. And best student and best project of Bachelor of Science with Honors in Computing 2023, Ronnie Sandy Ineza.
To Berlin, this thing will be paying me. They say, Una no one be believe. I will never forget this and way back the let them pass us away. Fast forward to today, every day in a holiday.
Congratulations to all our winners. Now to the ALC Awards. These awards are voted on by our entire community, and they recognize the examples of our mission and values in our graduates. Firstly, we have the Africa's Opportunity Award. This prize is awarded to the student from the graduating class whose passion for the continent resonates across the ALC community, inspiring us to actively seek out our greatest opportunities that will serve Africa's people. The runners-up, because we need to acknowledge the runners-up, is Tekla Ntombeni, Ashley Tamfu, Boniface Omina, Brian Kipchumba, and Sarah Tarawala. Our winner is Diana Asilega.
Electricity, vibes on a frequency, till infinity, steady on a different.
Our next award is the Ethical Entrepreneur Award. This prize is awarded to the student in the graduating class whose resilience, innovative solutions, and commitment to excellence in the face of challenges serve to further the mission, vision, and values of ALC. Our runners-up are Irene Boedi, Issa Diallo, John Shayo, and Daniel Zock. Our winners are McDonald Nayoja and Tekla Mtombeni.
waiting, I don't see. I will never forget the 90s. Many nights I go there beg for mercy. Sickle self been show me crisis. Thank you for the journey, oh Lord, oh Lord. If I say my story, oh, oh, oh.
Our third award is for intellectual excellence. This prize is awarded to the student in the graduating class who has best demonstrated the intellectual achievements and engagement that personify the values of integrity, continuous learning, and restless excellence at ALC. The runners-up are Bezoet, Tekla, Daniel, and Alison. Our winner is David Alubayo. Well done.
While I look you in your eyes, I'm jealous. Can you believe it? What you want to myself, tell him he can start leaving. So long since you always
Our final ALC award is, of course, our Leadership Award. This prize is awarded to the student in the graduating class whose leadership in service in crisis has been by example. Is a model and inspiration for the students, faculty, and staff within our ALC community. I mean, the list of runners-ups probably could have been longer, but we as a community had voted, and our runners-up are Amara Kamara, Abel Bernard, Isabel, Desire, Tekla, Whitney, Mobile, and our winner is none other than Khoitisan Takana.
Congratulations to all our outstanding graduates. I would now like to invite Dawn Anderson, Pro Vice Chancellor International at Glasgow Caledonian University, to close the ceremony.
Thank you, everyone, for an absolutely wonderful ceremony. We're here today to celebrate an incredible milestone in your lives, and it's genuinely a huge pleasure to be here to deliver this closing speech on behalf of Glasgow Caledonian University. As a university, we feel very privileged to have played a part in your journey, and all thanks to our partnership with ALC. Graduation Day is a culmination of your years of hard work, dedication, and perseverance. And this marks the beginning of a very exciting new chapter in your lives. So first and foremost, I would like to warmly congratulate each and every one of you. This is your day. It's a day of triumph and a day to reflect on the remarkable journey that has led you to this very moment. You have demonstrated resilience, curiosity, and an unrelenting desire to grow both intellectually and personally. The commitment you've shown to education and your pursuit of knowledge is an inspiration to us all. As Fred said yesterday, you will always be a part of ALC, and although your learning has taken place here in Mauritius, you will also always be a part of Glasgow Caledonian University. We're the largest and leading modern university in Scotland. We're a university that is leading the way, both in our education and our research, and we're a university that is deeply connected, working in partnership with employers and communities, and most importantly, we're your university. Today, we celebrate not only your academic achievements, but also the invaluable experiences that you have gained throughout this journey. From participating in a range of extracurricular activities and forming lifelong friendships, you have embraced the full spectrum of university life. And through these experiences, you all live the university's values of integrity, creativity, responsibility, and confidence, all of which I think very much echoes all of the words from my colleagues today. As you embark on your next chapter, I urge you to embrace all that you have learned throughout your time at university. The world is changing at an unprecedented pace, and you, as the graduates of today, will be the architects of tomorrow's society. Embrace the opportunities that come your way, and remember that with every challenge, as we've already heard, there is always an opportunity for growth and success. And as you strive for personal and professional success, never forget the importance of compassion and empathy. Your education has equipped you with the tools to make a difference in the world, and you must use them wisely. Be the change agents who work towards a more inclusive, just, and sustainable future. Your generation has the power to create positive transformation, to challenge the status quo, and to bring about a world where everyone can thrive. So I'd like you just to take a moment to acknowledge and reflect on all the people who have supported you in your journey, your academics, family members, friends, and mentors who have guided you and encouraged you along the way. Their unwavering belief in your abilities has been instrumental in your success. So I would like all of our graduates to stand for one moment and give a huge round of applause to your teachers, your family, and your friends gathered here today. It's okay, you can sit down now. Thanks. As you step out into the world, remember that your learning does not stop here. Life is a continuous journey of growth. Never stop seeking knowledge, be curious, and never stop challenging yourself. The world is filled with endless possibilities, and you're equipped with the skills and knowledge to navigate this ever-changing landscape. You're now part of a large network of alumni who have come before you, both ALC and Glasgow Caledonian, and who stand ready to support and uplift you in your future work. So stay connected, continue to learn from one another, and together you will forge a future that is bright, is inclusive, and brimming with opportunity. So all I want to do now is once again congratulate our new graduates. Your hard work, determination, and dedication have brought you to this remarkable moment, and I have no doubt that you will go on to achieve greatness. The world awaits you. So let's all give our wonderful new graduates another massive round of applause.
Thank you so much for this, Dawn. As we close our ceremony, we would like to capture this moment on camera and at the same time present all our graduates as one group for the first time. I will ask for the graduates and academic party to form into their positions.
You make me give number. Me no feel look and pass. She give me eye contact. Oh baby, Jack, come on. Oh baby, Jack, give me this your love. Me I go show you love as long as you know with me, Joe. Your body must go kill him, and I know mine to be one of them. Columbia body name, I want to make my mind rest. He better make a day with you, cause he's solo show than they cost. Baby, turn around, make a come on top. Be like I take it by now. You like a boss like Anna. Show to me love, I'm that booty look like a place that told me not to go. They told me not to go. They told me not to go. I'm on the things we go give me, I want to do. Now put it down, let it do, go what you do. Now put it down, let it do, go what you do. I'ma show you what you do. What's the paper so? Jenna, we ain't got the coazo. Is it me or the any or maybe not the azo? That booty look like
swear down, down. She a say, bienvenue, you're welcome. See how he is, brand new, what a bam bam. Girl, after you, now you. DJ next year. See, girl, move to the center. Girl, make you wine me selector. Hey, we can carry you go penthouse. And if you wine in your life, you go better. Oh, girl, me no be lena. Me go bust your back from the center. Hey, I be your landlord, oh. Girl, I go give you a room for my quarters. For me, okay. Me swear you are bad. Nobody else fit ever near your standard. My the way you adapt to the atmosphere. When a full-grown man must fear. Give me more than what I can take. Me no say, yeah, you like to party. She asked me, why you parle français? Me tell her, say, I dey ball like Kante. I've never seen a girl like you. Swear down, down. She a say, bienvenue, you're welcome. See how he is, brand new. What a bam bam. Girl, after you, now you.
Thank you to everyone. Please take your seats, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry. Thank you to everyone who has played a role in making this graduation ceremony possible. A special thanks to the student and staff steering committees. Thank you to all of you for coming and sharing our happiness and joy. To everyone who is traveling, go safely and thank you for joining us. We will now start the exit procession and we will have a celebratory reception. I will invite the academic party to lead the exit procession, followed by the graduates, and then we will be all free to follow. Thank you very much.
Body no fit settle down. Yeah, I'm hoping you okay. We got to party I call your name when you ask me who you are. Gee, that guy is my guy. Jeffrey's not my guy, not my guy. MK and June K for life. Venus Super V, she's my school. Yeah, she feel cuckoo. So I go out from Ghana. B7 in my guy. You be my G, be my G.
Yeah, I'm feeling good tonight. Feeling good tonight. Cause I did, yeah, with my guys. I got plenty for my mind. But right now I'm with my guys. I know they fear them cut my back. Sure you don't see my formation. I call out big combination. It's like the inspiration. I'm gonna drive concentration. When my guys them follow, I don't keep far away. I thank God for my beauty. Good friends will be money.